I think she's a powerful force of good and positive energy.
But she ain't no Elon.
But she also brought us Dr. Oz and The Secret. We have to remember what this lady has done.
She has to be held accountable.
I forgive her, but I mean, cut the shit. The Secret is a particularly egregious offense.
What, you don't believe? You don't believe?
Believe?
I want to be rich. I am rich.
I imagine myself flying. I can fly. I will beat my wings until I...
Oprah once reigned supreme over the media world until Joe Rogan and Tucker Carlson stormed in like wrecking balls at a garden party. Gone are the cozy book clubs and uplifting chats. Now it's all chaos and confrontation. Rogan hits with hard-hitting questions, while Carlson turns up the heat like he's hosting a billionaire BBQ. Is this the fall of Oprah's untouchable legacy, or just the start of her toughest PR battle yet? Either way, the revelations are wild and Oprah never saw them coming.
Oprah Winfrey, she's worth $3 billion. She's up there talking about all the racism she encountered.
But okay, so Oprah Winfrey is American, but Kamala Harris, Jamaicans are not Americans, A. B, not oppressed in any sense. They're actually very successful in the United States. Caribbeans in general, I think, make more than native-born whites. They're successful, they're entrepreneurial. They're not part of the history of racism and slavery in the United States, just the opposite. They just showed up here. So, like, this is ridiculous.
Oprah was never just a talk show host. She was a spiritual sage, a wellness oracle, a billionaire's hype woman, and the unofficial life coach for suburban moms across America. For years, her blessing was pure gold, and her side eye could sink a brand overnight. She handed out cars like party favors, catapulted unknown authors to stardom, and made people cry on national TV without knowing exactly what hit them.
Rogan is calling out Oprah and Michelle Obama for hypocritical speeches at the DNC. Watch.
She's up there talking about income inequality. Like, hey, lady.
Yeah, I know.
You're rich as Like, how is that equal?
It seems the shine is wearing off and, not quietly, but with a slow, excruciating grind. In a twist of cosmic irony, the wrecking crew comes in the unlikely forms of two vastly different media juggernauts, Joe DMT and Deadlifts, Rogan and Tucker Bowtie Vengeance Carlson. They didn't collaborate, didn't even nod in each other's direction. Yet somehow both found themselves swinging sledgehammers in the same demolition site Oprah's once invincible empire.
Have you noticed that it is more controversial to criticize Oprah than to burn the American flag?
Really?
Seems that way. I've never heard anybody criticize Oprah. Do you think it's political or do you think it's deeper than that? I mean, you're not like a right-winger.
No.
No? No. You don't even seem that political.
No, I'm not really. I'm pretty much, just want to do right by the people.
Let's start with Jotha, unofficial patron saint of skeptical brothers. An MMA commentator turned podcast king, he chats with everyone from astrophysicists to bow hunters, flat earthers to fitness junkies, all with the same laid-back curiosity. Then, out of nowhere, Oprah's name surfaces, not because she sat down for an interview, not because she stirred controversy, but simply because Joe's finely tuned nonsense radar started buzzing.
You remember the time Oprah had that lady on, its face bit off by the chimp?
Stay there.
And she showed her face on TV?
Oh, yeah.
Miraculously, she survived just the unimaginable. Her name is Charla Nash. Charla almost always covers her face with the hat and scarf. She wears it, she says, because she doesn't want to scare people.
The lady was wearing a veil over her face, like, let's see your face, come on. She pulls the veil away.
Like a nope.
What are you doing?
Would you mind lifting the veil? Oh, no. So we can see.
You could take the hat off.
Oh, the hat comes off.
Yep.
Okay.
Here's a woman who built an empire on authenticity, yet orchestrated every moment of her media presence like a Fortune 500 product launch. Joe doesn't need headlines or hidden scandals. He just spots the contradiction. You can almost hear the smirk in his voice as he unpacks her legacy like a stale protein bar dressed up as organic. It starts with the wellness wormhole. Oprah's entire persona glows with the promise of self-improvement, but her version often involves a carousel of miracle smoothies, emotional shamans, and life coaches with more charisma than credentials. Joe starts pulling at the threads, the miracle diets she pushed, the spiritual trends that reek of designer pseudoscience, the on-again, off-again dance between empowerment and aggressive product placement. Oprah's gospel is, you can have it, all as long as you buy this book, subscribe to that brand, and chant affirmations at dawn beside a vision board made of repurposed yoga mats. Joe mid-kettlebell swing and somewhere between a rant about elk meat and big pharma, just calls it what it is. Commodified enlightenment, a feel-good infomercial wrapped in the warm hug of empathy. He doesn't shout, he doesn't argue, he just lets out that slow, amused chuckle, the kind that says, ah, so this is the game now. The kind of laugh that cuts deeper than 1,000 op-eds.
On abortion.
If you do not have autonomy over this, if you cannot control when and how you choose to bring your children into this world and how they are raised and supported, there is no American dream.
There's no American dream without abortion. That to me sounds like a woman that's had an abortion. I don't know, but that's what it sounds like to me.
Well, it's such a grotesque and crazy thing to say that clearly it's coming from somewhere.
And then there's the expert entourage apras, ever-rotating cast of wisdom givers turned Senate hopefuls, supplement peddlers, and daytime TV philosophers. Joe sees them too. It's like Oprah opened a portal where charisma trumps credentials, and now he's sitting back, watching the parade with a bowl of organic, non-GMO popcorn. Naturally, he starts asking the inconvenient questions, not the bombastic gotcha kind, but the quiet ones that quietly unravel everything, like, why does the Queen of Authenticity keep company with so many people who morphed into PR disasters? Why does every tearful revelation feel like a teaser for the next branded product line? And why, exactly, does a woman who champions being real run a media empire with the secrecy and precision of a military operation? Joe doesn't need to shout. The contradictions speak louder than he ever could, and as his audience leans in smirking, questioning, eye-rolling Oprah's Winston pedestal starts to wobble.
The Oprah interview?
No.
She's off the rails.
Yeah,
Off the rails.
I heard about it.
Into fucking wine mom country again.
Wow.
I'm a gun owner. Tim Walz is a gun. I did not know that. If somebody breaks in my house, they're getting shot.
Yes, I hear that.
Tim Dillon is the best. Tim Dillon's like, she's saying gypsy curses. What is she saying?
Now cut to Tucker Carlson, a completely different beast. Where Joe uses humor and curiosity like a scalpel, Tucker storms in wielding a sledgehammer wrapped in American flag decals. In his universe, Oprah isn't just a media mogul. She's a symbol of soft-spoken, Trojan horse delivering elite narratives dressed in empathy. He couldn't care less about her book club or her list of favorite things. What he sees is a billionaire cloaked in compassion, serving up moral lectures. From a marble kitchen in Montecito to Tucker, Oprah is the polished face of selective outrage, loud when it's convenient, silent when it counts, and always landing safely on the right side of corporate favor. That's the issue. Her image is too flawless, too calculated. So, he digs deeper, not just into her product pitches, but into her endorsements, political, cultural, ideological, the carefully worded gestures that seem profound but risk nothing. She has influence, no doubt, but Tucker asks the uncomfortable question. Influence over what, and for whose benefit? He points out the paradox. Oprah manages to be everything, to everyone: feminist icon, corporate titan, spiritual guide, cultural seer, philanthropic powerhouse, yet almost no one dares ask what's really behind the curtain.
Oprah, who's involved with Weight Watchers, just apologized for preaching personal accountability over the past decades. She said it's not personal accountability. We're supporting Ozempic. This is becoming, obesity is becoming something.
Do you think Oprah got paid?
She's highly involved with Weight Watchers. Yeah, Weight Watchers has shifted from a personal accountability organization that it's been preaching for decades and is now a prescriber of Ozempic. They've totally changed because Ozempic is a better business model because you never go off of it.
This is insane. So maybe one of the reasons this is accepted, people don't see it as totally crazy.
And Tucker blesses cable news heart tears that curtain down like it's the season finale of a reality show. He's not here for soft focus interviews or Oprah's signature warmth. He sees the game. A billionaire life coach persona fronting a media empire that sculpts the national mood like wet clay. While Joe calls out contradictions with a smirk, Tucker bellows about control. Joe laughs at wellness fads. Tucker fumes at manufactured consent. Tucker is practically seething at the idea that Oprah gets to shape public consciousness while still playing the role of just one of us. And here's the real trick. Neither of them needs Oprah to reply. She's not invited. She doesn't show up. And that's the point. They're not talking to her. They're talking about her, through her. Because by now, she's not a person in their commentary. She's a symbol. To Joe, she's a cautionary tale brand over substance. Self-help wrapped in sales pitches. To Tucker, she's an elite puppet master cloaked in daytime charm. And somehow, despite their wildly different styles and ideologies, they agree on one thing: Oprah might still be selling hope, but fewer people are buying. What makes the takedown so brutal is the contrast. Joe does it with ease, bemused, almost entertained. Tucker does it with fire, like a man betrayed. And in both cases, Oprah's empire isn't just criticized, it's carefully, methodically dismantled. No smoking gun, no scandal, no outrageous, quote, just a relentless peeling back of layers, exposing what maybe was always there, hiding in plain sight.